Um, I'm gonna hopefully be doing the stream today. I have like a sore throat. The internet's not working. I think I can get this running though. So I'm just gonna see if it's going through okay. So I'm trying to stream on Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter right now. I've got all the chats open, so feel free to hit me up. Or I'm opening the chats right now, actually. Alright, just want to make sure our levels are good and everything. Testing, testing, testing. Testing. Let me know on chat if there's anything wrong or anything. Testing. Is the volume okay? Okay, it seems like we're smooth, so I'm gonna get started. Alright, hello everyone. If you don't know me, my name is Dylan, and I'm the developer of Emoji Pop, which is a mobile puzzle game. Hold on, I can hear myself talk. I don't know where it's coming from. Just gonna close it everywhere. Okay, we're good. Alright. So feel free to hit me up with any questions that you have about the game on Twitter or any feedback you have for me. So let me open the game. Okay, so last week we redesigned the UI layer, which is what this looks like now. You can make your own levels in this game, which is pretty unique from other mobile puzzle games. So let me open a level that I made recently and I'll show you what it plays like. So this is a level I made. This is the last level I made. So you aim by holding down on this blue box and you let go to fire. So there's different emoji obstacles that do different things in this level. So hey, what's up Kessels? I'm back. I think the internet's working better now. So these arrows, they turn their orientation each turn, and if you hit them they fire in their direction and delete a bunch of stuff. These snails also move in each direction. So basically in this level we're trying to get to these arrows while trying to get through the snails to get to these arrows. So this second one's a little trickier than the first. I'm going to hit the blue snails. All I got is a green. I could sneak the green up in there. Yeah, let me know if anything's wrong with the stream or anything, or if anyone has any questions. Okay, so I can't hit it, but I think next time I'll be able to hit it. Okay, so now I can hit this arrow and they'll clear that row, and now, whoa, this one has 3 rows of snails, so let's see if we can beat it. Let's hit these snails. Snails in the middle. Alright, we got some blue on the side. Maybe I can hit that while popping the soap. So this is kind of just a demo of the game. So I dropped one side. Let's clear all these greens, they're all lined up. So you can play this game for free at playemojipop.com. It is totally free, and you don't have to install it or anything. Just go to playemojipop.com from your computer or your mobile device, and you can play this game. And I would love your feedback. You can also design your own levels in the game and share them directly to social media so that everyone in the world can play them just by clicking your web link without needing to install or download anything. So you can literally just make levels and put them out and get feedback with the world, or challenge your friends to beat them. And you can make crazy stuff because there's a ton of crazy emojis. You can follow me at Emoji Popcast on YouTube as well, where I'm posting level design tutorials, and we're working together on these streams to learn level design and also work on features for the game. So I hope you'll check out my game and follow me on Twitter or YouTube or Twitch, wherever you're watching me. So there's 5 moves left. It's going to be close. Okay, let me clear this. If I hit this arrow, it pops everything on the top left. Then if I do this arrow, it clears everything on the top right. And that's the end of the level. It would have ended if we were in the main game. So that is Emoji Pop. And the coolest thing about it, as I said, is you can design your own levels. So these are all the emojis I've unlocked in the bottom here. Let me size this down a little bit. Yeah, so on the bottom, we got the snail, which you just saw, the bow and arrow, which you just saw. We just released the ghost. So the way the ghost works is sometimes you can shoot through it. So let me just show you really quickly. I can draw some invisible ghosts. And let's have some matches here and here. So when I hit test, I can shoot through these ghosts to make that red match, or the yellow match over here. But then next move, these are solid and I can't shoot through them. So that's how the ghost works. And so that's kind of the whole game right there, basically. So now we're going to be working on the meta layer. Yeah, we're going to be working on the meta layer today a bit. We're still in the middle of updating the UI buttons and everything like that, but I wanted to start working on this meta. I wanted to look at Kessel's game really fast. I saw they followed me on YouTube, but I wanted to watch some of their vids, because I haven't really gotten a good look at the game yet, just some images. So here's their gameplay video. So it's like feel free to let me know anything I'm missing out on Kessel's, but it's like it's kind of like a Dining Dash version, but with zombies, and they're working on multiplayer. Look on Steam at the screenshots; they're a lot better. Let me do that. Do 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 do. So here it is on Steam. How's it going, Mattman PS2? It's going alright with me. I was having internet problems this morning, and I have this like problem with my throat, and so it's just kind of gone a little rough, but I'm trying to do at least a few hours of streaming today. I have like a sore throat, and there's like all these fires everywhere, so it's making it worse. So I wanted to check out I want to check out Kessel's Steam page for their game. Yeah, I like the idea of reimagining older game genres, and I especially like reimagining with like the multiplayer plan and stuff. But I also like the reimagining with this cool theme, like no one would expect, like, you know, zombies combined with this. So I really like that. I think it's gonna have an interesting character, you know. But yeah, I just saw that on YouTube. Wanted to watch it real fast. So today I wanted to just get started kind of imagining and implementing this meta system. So like kind of putting the placeholder in, like in the UI for what it's going to be like. Kessel says, have great news for next week. Awesome. I'm excited to hear it. Yeah, so I was thinking more about the meta rewards, and I'm thinking one should definitely be, Kessel says, have around 14 meetings with companies. Wow, that's insane. Are you enjoying having all these meetings? Like, I imagine a certain kind of person could be really jazzed about this and like in the zone, while as another kind of person could be like, oh my god, 14 meetings, this is hell. Yeah, so one meta reward kind of will revolve around players beating levels. So every time you beat a level, you earn a point towards unlocking a gift, which will be like a skin or whatever we decide. And then I want a secondary one where I was thinking it'd be cool if there's like, because people, I think Madman was coming up with suggestions like putting things in the level that influence the meta, and So his ideas, Madman PS2's ideas were more like directly like you hit this thing and you unlock a skin, or you unlock coins or boosters or whatever it is. So I'm thinking like I like the idea of putting it in the game, because then it's an immediate thing that matters to the player, and that by putting it in the main game, like these items in the level, players are communicated to that this thing is something that they should care about because it's integrated into the core game. It's no longer a stupid task on like a little side screen or something. So I want a reward loop for beating levels, which unlocks stuff, and I want a reward loop for hitting either like collecting like colored candy or whatever it is. Maybe it could be something that we were theme like with the seasons, or maybe it is just a standard thing. We'll figure it out. Kessel says I do for getting founding or publisher. Okay, makes sense. So it's important, so you're excited about it, I imagine. Yeah, my mouth kind of hurts. So I want to have something on the. I was thinking it'd be cool to incorporate into the core UI. It would be cool. So one sec. So we redid all that UI, and one of the big reasons for that was to unclutter the core gameplay screen. And I have this temptation, I'm going to ignore it I think, but I have this temptation to include the meta reward indicators somewhere in this main screen, because it's very relevant to what's happening on the screen. I guess the star one isn't as relevant to what's happening on the screen. That's just for completing levels, so that maybe the star reward, that could even appear again in the star pop-up. But the secondary reward for, like, if I place, like, colored candies in here that players are collecting, like, it might make sense to display that on this screen somewhere, but I think for now I should just ignore that, because that's the kind of mentality that gets everything cluttered. I could just as easily have it somewhere in here, and the players will know to shoot for them, because they don't need to see the indicator, the progress, while they're in this game, because they just see that it's shiny and it's important and that they should go for it or whatever. And they can always go back to home to see their progress or whatever, and maybe when they hit it in the game, it'll show them their progress for like a moment. Like, it pops up on the side and says, oh, you got a point. Anti-clutter mentality is good. Okay, cool. Good feedback. Yeah, because once I started going down that path, I started to think everything should be on this one screen, and that's exactly what Madman PS2 helped me to fix. So let's leave it off this screen. So we should have some indicator. Okay, like have one here and have another one here, or I could put them both together and save this other side for a different thing. Another option is I like emoji pop in the center here, but I have it at the top, and it would be nice to use some of this room for other stuff. So that's an option that I'm thinking about, because like I need to put the progress for these meta events, and I think it's important to have it on the screen and not in a pop-up. Because I want this to be totally just the emoji customization, I think, without other options. These will go other places. Madman says you probably don't need two logos on that screen. Yeah, makes sense. And I want emoji top at the top when I'm in the gameplay anyway, because I always want it visible, kind of, because that's like, I don't know, I think that's important for like, if players see the game, I want them to know what it's called at least, maybe, or I could put the web address there eventually, I don't know. So maybe I should get rid of this emoji pop title, or I could remove it like when I'm ready to fill in space there. So I'm trying to figure out where I want this meta UI stuff. Maybe I definitely want it like close to here. Maybe it should be like right on top of here or something, or it should be next to it. I think they should appear separately. So it's kind of like this. So in Toon Blast, they have this is like their home screen or whatever, and they have a bottom UI, so they have lots of places to put the functionality. But they have a Toon chest. They have like one chest here and another chest next to it. So this one's obviously about stars that you're collecting, which is what mine will be as well. And this one's something else. It says reach level 10 to get it. So this is like a regular reward. This one's regular too, but players can make that progress quicker if they do really well on levels. So like, I don't know, like just seeing them side by side, I think that's why I was thinking of putting them maybe like right here and right here. So one would say like, let's imagine that they're chests for now. One could say like star chest. It requires stars that the players are earning. Just wondering if I have enough room. Maybe I put it where the Emoji Pop header is for now. And then on the other side, I include one for the in-game items that you're collecting. Let's just start mocking that up, like put boxes there, and kind of we can just go slowly with this. And whenever we need time to keep thinking about, like I'll probably keep taking breaks to kind of think about it and generate some more ideas and perspective on it. So let's just get started. So let's make a meta progress layer like A and B, so that we can make them so that they're boxes and put them on the screen, then we can go from there. First, let's get rid of the Emoji Pop for now header. So I'm not going to add it. So this is where we calculate the space we have for the header. So instead of using that to make the header, instead we should just make the boxes. So this dot meta box A equals new meta box A for now, I guess. So we're set scale. Should be like list dot width times 0.45. So there's a little room for a border on each side of it. Oh, we don't need to set scale. I forgot because it's an object. We only set scale of images. So we can include that in the parameter for the width. And for the height, we can include what we already have here, header space. And we can just see what that's like. So now we gotta set its positioning. Anchor Y. Let's add the child to the scene. So its width is 0.45, so let's start at this dot width times 0.025. That's how much room we have on both sides of it. For Y, so let's just pick the same Y that we used as the header. Actually, I don't know if that's totally right. Let's get rid of that. So social top Y. I'm also thinking we should probably do this after the label. Actually, let's just do it from the top. So this create button is called editor button. So this dot editor button dot Y. And I'm monitoring the chat on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Feel free to ask me any questions. Anchor X is 0, anchor Y is 0. And actually that's the bottom of the editor button, so we should subtract the height of the box. Alright, let's create a new class, new file. Jesus. Oh wait, so the way I do that is I just copy and paste my file in my folder. I'm just going to do that on the side. This will be called Meta Box A. Let's open it up. Okay, so we gotta change its name. Let's get rid of... Oof, this is an old file. The way it's defined is a little weird. I'm just gonna copy and paste this code in. And yeah, it's called MetaBox A. Width and height is correct. Everything else in the constructor we can get rid of. And we can get rid of these press down, press up functions. Alright. So we also have to add it to our project.json. So this is how you kind of structure your whole project using Cocos 2D.js, which isn't totally supported anymore, but you can still use it if you want to code games in JavaScript and export them to all platforms using JavaScript. So it's called MetaBox A. So been putting these in alphabetical order. Core UI MetaBox A. .js. Okay. So now, in order to get that file and going in the game, I need to clear my browser history, which is just a requirement when you're working with Cocos. Alright, it's clearing the data. Yeah, how are you guys doing in the chat? Everyone doing good? Taking a long time to delete. Alright, so let's run the game again. The command to run it is Cocos run, and then you just have to input the location of the directory of your game and what platform you're running it on. I use web for now. Alright, later. Good, trying to push updates to Apple before end of day, says Matt, man. Awesome. Good luck. Yeah, I'm gonna play your game on the stream tomorrow. I would like to do that. Kessels is doing some pixel art. Awesome. I always forget what I'm doing when I hit refresh. That is like a curse of mine. Oh yeah, so I added this file. Madman says, how will you play it on stream? Android's emulator. Yeah, I could do that. I have like a capture card. I have a way of like mirroring my iPhone onto my computer. I think I could just stream it like that. But open to suggestions on that. So I added the file. So let's define the file now. So we got to give it a draw node so we can draw stuff. This dot draw node, I call it dn usually, equals new cc dot draw node. This dot dn. Madman says, yeah, iPhone experience is better than Android. Play in airplane mode. Gotcha. I have to admit something to you. I do not know what KEKW stands for because I don't know the new lingo. So I'm gonna Google that because I've seen you use that before. And I'm like, oh, I usually can figure these out. Okay, this is more complicated than I imagined. It's like an emote. It is Twitch, LOL. Okay. Play in airplane mode. It suggests laughter. How do you even, can you, is that something so you can't really say it? I can't go around saying kiku. So this idea, we can use this to draw rect. When you draw rect using the draw node, you start off with your origin point. cc.p is the constructor for that, as well as the ending point. And then you select the color of the fill. Madman says you can install Twitch emotes, extensions, Better TTV, and Franker on your channel. It puts a little laugh face in the chat. Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. I should do that. See, I literally know nothing. Like, I am relying on all of you so hard. I know nothing about Twitch. I know nothing about UI design. So instead of when I type that, a laughing emote appears. Okay, I'll do that. Good to know. So this is the structure for drawing a rectangle. I also have to add it to the child, to the parent. Add child, this.dn. So now it appears. Madman says, I think you can somehow add your own emotes too, so like emoji pop emotes possible. Oh sweet, that would be awesome. I should totally do that. That'd be cool. In my old workplace in the Slack channel, I inputted all of our emoji, all of our art for all of our games. I put them all in the Slack channel so that you could use them because I was like procrastinating or something, and I was like designing levels of games within the messenger. It was pretty cool. So we are drawing a rectangle that starts at 0, 0, and it's going to go to the width and height that we define. We pass those through as the parameters. Madman says, I think you can somehow add your own oh yeah, I already read that. Yeah, that's a great idea. I should totally do that. You could actually design your own levels in the chat, like I was saying, with the spaces, although that would be super annoying. Color is... let's just make it blue for now. We'll fix it later. And for the border, we'll make it red. Alright, let's just make sure this works. Let's look at the positioning of it and everything. Also thinking about the meta, I think that it'd be cool to start with the star chest, and then eventually unlock the more complicated chest that comes with its own in-game kind of emoji or whatever that you're targeting. Or either that, or you could like rotate them in and out. Mattman says, "Look at that ugly stretch save login button at the top." Yeah, oh yeah, that one looks extra bad because it's extra thinned down and extra widened. Yeah. Yeah. So this week, whenever I get tired of working the meta or I feel like I don't know what to do with it yet, my plan is to kind of like my plan actually for now until I see otherwise, until we got it all down perfectly. Like I'm just gonna like have that be my secondary task. I think like whenever I'm burnt out working on a task or something, or run into the end of something, I can just like, oh wait, let me do the UI. There's like 100 things to do. Like, oh, this button's wrong, this button's wrong, this button's wrong. So I can just kind of like keep that task like as a continuous thing that I'm working on, kind of. It's a good side task too. So it's easy to do, to update these things. Good secondary task. Don't worry, I'll keep reminding you. Good, keep reminding me and keep calling it out wherever you see it. Again, as I've been looking at this game for so long that I don't have a good eye for this stuff. Even like I didn't even notice that, even though it's pretty obvious. So feel free to let me know whenever you see anything weird. We don't have it come up because we haven't created it in home layer. So let's create. Oh, we actually did create it. So it's width and the header space. Find there. We set its X. We set its Y. Oh, we subtracted it by the object we created instead of its height. Alright, easy fix. Yeah, super grateful for all y'all in the chat, including Mattman Kessels. You've been really helping me out. I think it prevents burnout to like be working on Twitch, I think, at times, because you're like talking to other people, like you're like working in a group almost in a way. Okay, so that looks amazing in terms of UI. I think we're probably not even going to do anything after that. We're just going to leave that square in there. So let's go on to the next task. Just kidding. We're going to make it smaller. So we need to take into account this U label. So we're going to create this meta box after the avatar label instead of before it. So we're using header space. It's this editor button minus social section. So the social section top, let's just delete where we create the header for now. Social header space. This isn't even used yet. We're gonna take into account the label. So the top, instead of it being the social button, it should be that label we created. So it's going to be this.avatar label.y, and its anchor y is 1, so that means it's at the top, so that's the top of that label. And the header space takes that and subtracts that. So it should start at the top of the U, and then we'll just shrink some extra stuff off the top and bottom. We'll decide how we like it to look. We'll add the label in there with the chest or something like that, or a present emoji for now. Okay, so we want maybe like this to be 90%. So let's do header space times 0.9. And instead of starting, this is starting. Do this. So that's the center minus this dot meta box a dot height over 2. Let's refresh. Yeah, we need to do the buttons in the sign-in layer as well. Okay, that looks better for now. Okay, let's add a label. Meta box A. This dot title equals new cc dot label true type font. It's gonna say for now like fruit chest. You collect fruit or something. I don't know. Luckiest guy is the name of the font. Let's have the font be this height times 0.15 for now. I'll set its color. Just black for now. Oops. That's white. Let's set its positioning. Add it. So let's have it be in the middle of the box for now. Oops. So this dot width over 2, and the y should be this dot height times 0.97 or something like that probably. All right. Let's look at the label. We need an image of the reward, like the gift or chest or whatever. Like in Toon Blast, they showed the image of a treasure chest. And then the criteria, which will probably involve like a progression bar like you see on the side here. Looks like there's a bug. This is not defined, which means there's a bug in the file. What the? And it has to do with a comma on line 19. There it is. Let's actually center it on the right of the box like they did in Toon Blast for now. It was crazy seeing the pictures in California, like up north, like this in Oregon, that's like red outside, and San Francisco, it's like bright orange everywhere. Home. Okay, cool. And let's make it a little bigger, the font. And let's add some kind of chest. We might even want to make this a little thinner. Let's add a chest or whatever here. Let's add like a gift emoji for now. I think I already have that actually in the folder. I think it's probably just called gift. So let's add a this dot gift image equals new cc dot sprites res, which is the object that has all of the images, and this one's called gift. So that initializes a sprite, and Since it's a sprite, we have to set its scale, otherwise it'll just display it in the image's actual size. And so we have to say what the scale, what size it actually should be on the screen, which is something like this dot height times 0.8 or something over, and what's the actual height of the image. That's the conversion factor for getting it displayed at the right size. Sounds more complicated than it is. Gift image dot after, so it's sets positioning. Feel free to ask me any questions on any of the platforms. You can play the game at playmojipop.com. So we have to add it to the scene. It's going to be on the far left. Let's put it in the middle for now. Oh. Didn't show up. Let's look at that image to make sure it's named right. It's in resource.js. Bronze gift, silver gift, gold gift, diamond gift, regular gift. Okay. Let's try regular gift. Whoops. Why is this not showing up? Regular gift. We set its scale somewhat correctly. We set its positioning. Regular gift, unless I deleted that image. We can try diamond gift next. One challenge is going to be, how do we use this art? Yeah, okay. We have to use this. The art should somehow convey like what's going to be in the reward box or whatever it is. Yeah, so if I'm, I don't know, if I'm rewarding an emoji part for completing levels, I don't know, I have to think about, like, do I give an emoji part in one box and then in one, like, have a emoji part reward, because I think that'd be cool. Every so many levels you get that, like a common item, and then have like an advanced, I could have like an advanced chest that's harder, that requires you to make all these in-game matches or whatever, and that one could be like the diamond one that maybe it comes with a common emoji part as well, but it comes with more other goodies or something, like as well as coins or whatever. So to figure out how to visually communicate all this. So this is why I kind of want to make it thinner, because I want this to be like smaller kind of, and I kind of want it to look like this kind of for now. So let's just copy and paste and have a second one basically on the other side. So let's just, I'm just going to copy and paste this file. Alright, so let's open it up. Alright, this one's called B. So in this B1, let's make it a bronze gift so that they stand apart from each other. And we want this one to be on the other side. So changing the anchor and the X position to be on the right. And we'll make the title on the left instead now. This one's like a star chest. Yeah, so as I said, I'm just kind of talking about maybe some struggles in figuring out the exact design of these meta rewards. I'm just kind of saying what's kind of coming to my head, and it's going to just take some time to think about it. Okay, so we need to change its position. Oh, we didn't even create it. So in the home layer, let's copy and paste all this. And this is a meta box B now. Do 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 do. All right, now let's check it out. Okay, there's a bug. It's not defined. That's because we didn't add it to project JSON, of course. I'm so excited to see what the state of the game is. Like, in 2 weeks from now, a month from now, I feel like we're going to be making some, just by coding like 5 hours a day, I'm going to be making like some really big changes, I think, in conjunction with my viewers and followers. Okay, it's not defined. That's because we have to clear the browsing history and stuff. Let me do that on the side. Trying to drink a lot of water. Alright, so we cleared it. Let's run the game again. We have to do this whenever we create a new file, basically. Alright. Okay, so it's in the position of the other one. That's because we didn't update the position, maybe. So this should be at 975 minus the width of the box. Just make sure we got that right. Oh man. Okay, so this is like basic outline. Let's make them a little shorter while we're here. Okay, so that looks a bit better. Let's make these gift images or whatever smaller as well within these boxes. So let's make them like 0.6 high. And instead of being in the center, let's start them from the bottom. Let's refresh. Okay, that looks alright for now. We can work on it more later. Might end up making this label a little bigger actually. Let's try that to see what it looks like. This should be 0.3. Like having the scrolling code behind me. Okay, that looks good. Let's lower the label a little bit. And let's pick a reasonable color for this square. Eventually I could see me, I don't know. Thinking of like a whitish, a really light white blue or something like that. I'm gonna open up the color picker. $230, $204, $255. Alright, later. Home. Alright, that looks okay. Let's make the borderline like blue or something. Yeah, so my goal is every week I want like to update the game on Monday and come up with like I wanted to start doing more of these vlogs kind of. So every week I'd like to make a little video that kind of summarizes what we do on the stream and what's new in the game and some stuff like that. So I'd really like to kind of every Monday show off like, oh, look at how much better the game is from last week as a result of what we worked on in this stream. And if I feel like if I keep doing that, I can like kind of show the direction of the game and where we're going and show its improvement. And I think that's just gonna be good to keep doing that kind of. And I'm gonna get better at kind of formatting the video and come up with style kind of. Okay, that's okay for now. Probably blue as the outline isn't the best, but that's okay for now. This gift image, those are totally temporary. We wouldn't have used the blue because everything's blue anyway. Whatever the chest looks like should kind of be related to what the purpose of the so I just got kind of lost in a tangent thought. And thinking about how these rewards work, I was wondering like especially this more complex one, it could be work a little differently. Like it could be like a timed challenge, or maybe instead of a gift, I could have like a rare emoji that's emoji part that's only out for like a week, and you have a week to get it, otherwise it goes away. I'm like thinking about all the alternatives. I know none of these solutions are like good because there's problems with all of them, but like I'm just thinking about what are all the possibilities. As I said, that's how I like to design. Think of all the possibilities and then pick the best one for your position. The gift art should look like what the objective is. So in Toon Blast, as you see, like the star chest, there's like a star on it. The Toon chest is basic, so this one's more of like a extension of it, and you can communicate that with the star. So like there's like these fruit emojis, and there's one of each color. I could like replace randomly. I could randomly or by hand. I could replace emojis in the world with these fruits that the player's trying to collect. And once you collect enough, something happens. That could be an event. Maybe these are like kind of events. Are they regular? Are they always in the game? Or maybe like the fruit chest, for example, or whatever it ends up being. Maybe that's something that like rotates in and out with other events or whatever. So that's just all the stuff we're kind of thinking about. Maybe I wouldn't run. So there's like two options I see. Either I pick these two meta reward loops that are constantly in the game, that are a constant part of the reward loop, which has its benefits. That's what Toon Blast does. So players expect regular rewards, and it encourages certain behavior for playing and stuff, and encourages them to keep going because they get all these rewards eventually. And it encourages them to use their rewards, use their boosters, which is good behavior, because if you know you're going to keep getting more of them regularly, which is what this communicates, that encourages players to use the boosters as they get them, or use the boosters in order to do something in order to get to these chests that give them more boosters. So it rewards them using boosters in a smart way by giving them more boosters, etc. So it's kind of the effect of that whole system. And so I could do that kind of approach. I have to decide whether or not that's right for my audience and the game and everything else, because this is a very different game than Toon Blast, obviously. But I think right now, like what I'm drawn towards more, that's more compelling to me, is like I could kind of rotate these meta reward things. These could be kind of like the events in the game. So, or maybe I have the star chest, for example, be the regular reward. So every so many levels they beat, they expect this regular reward from the star chest. Or maybe once they complete the star chest, they get a totally new event thing. Or maybe there's one event that the player has to complete in order to get a new one. Maybe that's one half of the events. But maybe on the other half, it's time-based events. So star chest is like this constant thing where you keep getting these new events that are more basic and tailored to you. This other event could be the advanced event. So maybe every week there's a more advanced thing where like for this next week there's this competition in the game, and you get a bunch of rewards if your team beats the most levels or whatever it is. And so maybe I could have like a basic event and a complex event. I'm thinking about all this too in terms of like the events I had in the game were they were level based, they were based on players playing levels, and players were confused about how they worked for certain reasons, and I think that's something I need to kind of think about a lot in terms of like the confusion and making it integrated into the game. And I think making the goals things like beat levels and collect items in the world, like I think those are more clear than what I was doing before. So yeah, I'm thinking this could be the basic event, this could be the advanced event. Maybe this advanced event unlocks at a certain point, so players know that this one is potentially more challenging and more rewarding, and it encourages them to get farther in the game so that they can unlock it. The star chest, having that initially as the first event is good because it reinforces the player. One thing that I'm always trying to reinforce is that players should go for these stars because that's the most important way to keep progressing in the game. So having the star chest early on in the game is a great way to reinforce that. I'm just thinking of everything that comes to the top of my head. Yeah, so I'm thinking we have a star chest. So there should be like a progress bar here. We can mock that up real fast. Like a V1 for it at least. And it could say like get 10 stars right here with the bar below it. And this 10 is like the current number the player needs. So let's do that in meta box B. So for now we'll just imagine we have one of each event. So this fruit chest, for example, and maybe it's not like you collect a certain amount of fruit and you get the box. It could be more complicated, like you're on a team with other people and your team has to get more fruit, or by collecting fruit you unlock a move in this competitive feature or something like that. Yeah, so there's a lot to think about. The idea of putting stuff in the level, though, that's related to this meta, whether it's directly related or it's something that gives you progress in the meta, I think that is a very great idea. Because a lot of players don't really care about the tasks that much. You have to be really invested in the game to care about that, and I really want something that's just more integrated into the game, so for that reason I think it's a great idea. At some point we should also get rid of this tasks menu and just make this a full emoji thing, get rid of these things that don't matter. Alright, let's start mocking up more of the star chest for now. So I'm going to add that additional label in there. So this dot instruction a equals new cc dot label ttf, and it's going to say get 6, and really the 6 will be whatever number they need, and then get 6 luckiest guy. I wasn't looking at Twitch, but I wasn't looking at Twitter, but now I'm looking at Twitter again. If you have any questions about the game, go to playmochipop.com, give me feedback, design your own levels, put them in the chat, share them with me on Twitter so I can play them. We're setting the color and the position of the label. Let's make it black for now as well. Let's add it to the scene. Its height. That's gonna be tricky. Should be like maybe half as big as the star chest. So let's just do this to height times 0.3. Actually, that's wrong. Times point. It's probably gonna be a little less than 0.2, but we'll just do 0.2 for now to see what it looks like. Let's I want this to be in the middle of the available X space leading up to the gift. So I'm gonna do var avail X space equals, and it should just be this dot gift image dot x. There's a chance we want to subtract out this border, but I think the 0 might even start within the border, so I think we're good there. It's that divided by 2. So for x, let's do oh, that's not divided by 2. Let's for the x do avail x space divided by 2 with an anchor x of 0.5, so it's in the middle. And for y, let's go off the top label. So that's called this title. So this dot title dot y minus this dot title dot height 1. And let's just copy and paste this for the second instruction that says stars. We just gotta change the name and the position and the Y. Oops. So the Y is gonna be this dot instruction A dot Y minus this dot instruction A dot height. Let's see if we did that correctly. We are past an hour into the stream. If you don't know me, my name's Dylan. This is my game Emoji Pop. We're developing it. We work on it Monday through Friday. Usually like to start around 9 o'clock in the mornings, but it's just been weird this week with my sickness and with the internet not working. Okay, so that is not where I wanted it. So I did avail x space divided by 2. Avail x space is this dot gift image dot x. Oh. The x is actually its right side, so we need to subtract the width. Dot width, which includes multiply by scale. All right, now let's look at it. In terms of, it looks like it's a little too low. It's that title way times 5. Let's retry that. At some point, I'll probably just get something from the kitchen so I can eat, and I'll keep the stream running. It'll just take me a minute. Yeah, so another whole aspect of this is the tutorialization of the meta. Whatever we decide to do has to be clear, and we have to be able to introduce the player to it in a way that makes sense. Okay, win 6 stars, and we'll have the progress bar. Let me just add 5 to the instructions in the X space. I think that's the width, the border width. And let's add a progress bar. So to do that, we're going to use our draw node that we created, this.dn, and we're going to draw a rect. And as I said, you need the origin point, you need the ending point, color of the box, the border, border color. We could probably create our own class for this progress bar, but we're not going to. We're just going to do something quickly. We'll probably change the way it looks later anyway, so there's no need to do that. So for the start, 1010. It's like the bottom left corner. And then for the end point, we're going to have it end where the gift ends, and then minus 5 away from that. So this.gift image.x minus its width. Minus 5. And so for its height, let's have it be like a little bit below. Maybe it should just be a constant height. Let's have the height be this dot height times 0.2. Let's see what that looks like. And then within that, we would draw green for the progress, basically. Later, home. Okay, that looks pretty good. That's a progress bar. We would probably work on this font a little bit. We'll probably do something with the colors and the design of these two to make sure that this one is obviously the challenging one. So for example, let's just mark that now. So in the box A, let's make the width red. And for the color, let's check. Let's do a light red. 255, 179, 179. Refresh. Another thing I remember that we need to work on is I have this end of content mode planned out. So when you get to the number of worlds is limited, especially as I'm adding onto the game. So right now, end of content modes are usually used when you have a lot of players and you're not able to make content quickly enough. So you have something at the end of the worlds. So once you're out of content, you're waiting for the next world to come out. There's an activity for you to keep you engaged, because this is where most players who are invested in the game burn out, because they wait around for too long and they lose the habit of playing the game. So I have this idea I've created a way of, so I can't talk about this stuff too much, but I have a way of randomly creating levels that's almost working. I just have a couple bugs fixed out, but basically can generate its own levels based on definitions I give. So I could say, okay, I want matches of size 5, I want to use these many colors or these emojis or things like that. Right now it's very basic what I can suggest, but eventually I'll be able to do lots of crazy procedural generation stuff. This is something that I do have experience in a bit, working on these kinds of games for a while. And so that's basically going to generate a level for you at the end of the content that you'll be playing until the new world is ready. And so you're going to be playing it and competing with other people who are also at the end of content. And so the best players at the end of content, so if you go through the worlds really quickly, the newest world really quickly, and you're able to get really far in the world, you'll be able to unlock an advantage in the game. So the advantage is going to involve your phone. So in the game you have this phone right here that gives you your next bubble. And basically I'm going to give you an upgrade. So you're upgrading your iPhone to the iPhone XL or whatever it is, and it's going to look different and better, and it's going to hold more moves for you. So right now you can only hold a max of 5 moves. You can earn more moves on top of that, but when you're regenerating moves, it doesn't go higher than 5. So you'll start with 5 moves. So maybe you can upgrade it to start with 10 moves. So when you wake up in the morning, all that time your moves will regenerate, and you'll wake up with 10 moves instead of 5 or whatever it is. Another advantage maybe could be just speeding. Instead, it could be speeding up the rate of you earning moves. Basically, that's something I'm considering for the reward of this meta. So after the new world's been introduced, let's say you won, you did the best in the end of content mode, you made it the farthest in the randomly generated level. Then you unlock this upgraded emoji, and so then for this next world, you get to use this advantage to go through the world as quickly as possible, which is going to set you up for getting to the end of content again quickly, so you can do that and then use the extra phone again. So it's this additional loop for players who are really invested at the end of the game, basically. So just want to throw that out there. That's another thing that I don't even know if it's on our list, but that's something that we'll need to integrate at some point. Right now it's on the back burner because there's a couple annoying bugs. It's really annoying to program. I could show you on the stream sometime. It's pretty tough, but because I've been away from it for so long, so I'll have to figure it out again. But that's something else we're going to be doing once we have more players in the game. That's probably going to take more priority then. Okay, so this is red, fruit chest, star chest. That's okay for now. We'll probably want this to be a different color than blue so it stands out more. It could be like yellow or something like that. I don't know. Fruit chest. I'm thinking these titles should be white and we'll add a background. So it's black. We'll have this one be the BG. And this one will be on top and it's going to be white. Let's shift them a bit so that the shadow is obviously behind. Let's do that same for the other one. Oops. So this one's gonna be white. It felt weird both of them being the same font, so now the subtitle one that says Get 6 or whatever, that's gonna stand out differently from the title, which I like. Okay, hard to read, but I think we're gonna be altering the colors, so we'll leave that for now. We could always make this white like a gray, kind of. Let's just try that out, see what it looks like real fast. So 200 instead of 255 for the RGB values. What's up, news site on Twitter? Saw you join. How's it going? This is my game Emoji Pop. I'm working on it. I work on it Monday through Friday with people in my stream chats, and you can play it at playmojipop.com. Links right there. Any device you can play it from. Okay, that's too gray. We don't need to worry too much about this for now, though. So this is where the meta is gonna go. We need to strip out all this task stuff, I think, for now at least. And so we'll get rid of this UI thing as well. It'll all just be like the emoji customization. Oh, I'm really hungry. I'm gonna leave the chat running, but I'm gonna step away for a minute so I can eat a real quick lunch, and I'll be back. I'm starving. I'm gonna spoil. I'll be right back.